But if you do that, it's gonna hang down super low. That's why it goes the way it goes now.
It won't be any lower than it is on my car.
I mean, originally that's what we had talked about, is trying to go through right here. Like go through here and then turn it. But that was obviously a lot more work. I don't think I have anything. I don't know.
Pie cut.
Pie cuts. This car doesn't get pie cuts.
We want to enter the, what's called, real street class?
Something like that.
NPR, and this car meets all the rules except it needs exhaust to the diff, so right now the shit horse is about right there. So we need to extend that in a cheap, economical, efficient way.
Yeah, this exhaust was off a car. I know you guys don't miss it all. The Sonics thing. That piece of crap used to be a nitrous car, and this pipe has been 935 and 154.
Yeah, but it's the driver's side pipe.
Yeah, I don't see how that makes.
Well, except the inlet
Guys.
is the outlet. Or
Yeah, but we're not going to use this muffler.
might.
Anyways, that's what we got going on, guys. We'll keep you abreast of the situation.
Then turn it again and then go back, right?
It's just we don't have another.
See, the problem though is with that is it's gonna hang down just as low as it would here because the floor pan is the same here.
You can kind of tuck it in the beside the tunnel a little bit.
Not really.
That's where mine runs.
I mean, you could just cut this pipe, add it to this, and go straight back.
You run kind of into the torque box and area though.
Well, you'd have to get around.
It hangs no lower than this does though.
You're saying go literally straight back.
That's the easy way, especially if we're only doing this for like a race and we're not actually going to keep this on. That's what we have to decide.
Melt the control arm bushing out of it.
Wow. Only probably 4 or 5 passes, so it'll be fine.
If we bash the floor up right there and we went straight back to here and then kind of straight back to here and then just turn it to like this a little bit. Good enough. You could probably
Move that fuel line out of the way.
probably use this little piece of bend here to turn it. That goes straight back, put that little turn, and then just put a straight piece on there. It just says, what does it say? It has to go to the diff?
Yeah. Let me get the fucking rule out here. Real street class, blah, blah, blah. DOT tires, all 4, check. Current license, insurance, check. Windows glass, check. Factory appearing dash, replacement gauges allowed. Finished front door panels, carpeted steel or factory floors. 2 front seats must have exhaust to diff. So I would think if you're a couple inches within the diff,
Which makes sense for your chassis, you know what I mean? Like whatever makes sense.
People run their exhaust to the diff, there's turn downs right in front of the diff.
Yeah.
But that's to the diff.
Yeah.
No push-pull vehicles. Uh-oh.
Leave the mini quads at home.
Tow truck doesn't count. 650 ET limit. We're gonna be right on the edge.
Yeah. I know we probably should have a funny car cage and everything in this to run 6s, but we're just going to turn it up and let it rip.
So just to the diff.
What you got there?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let's see if we can squish this a little bit. Because we need to lift it right here, and there's like a bracket or something. Might have to use another piece because this jack might bottom out. Oh, that part squished up pretty easy. There's so much smoke pouring out somewhere.
No more grinding.
Oh God. Oh yeah.
That caved her in good. Mind you, that's also where we welded the subframe connectors. You know, it's already been cut there. It just sounded a little...
Yeah, like it went a lot.
It did, yeah. Just all of a sudden it went... Boom. Oh yeah, see that's... Wow, it's thin metal. These cars are made out of old beer cans. Those Jimmy Carter Billy beers or whatever from the back in the 70s.
Yeah, but it's good beer. It's not like Pabst.
That's what they make these fucking things out of.
Oh god.
What do you think, the car's gonna explode, Mike?
No, that piece of pipe was about to shoot out. It was on edge.
You're a scaredy.
See, like that.
You're a scaredy cat.
What if the stress pops it out right now?
Why are you such a scaredy cat?
I'm just smart.
The
You're just
seat's sitting at
scared.
a 45 degree.
I'm just smart.
Alright. You're just a
Looks
chicken.
pretty clear. Maybe do a little more right here.
We'll wait till we got a piece of pipe and then.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the smart thing to do.
You know, like originally when we did it, remember when we first did it, the exhaust only went to like there somewhere. And then we added the muffler and more pipe to quieten it down. But I mean, ideally it would be nice if it at least went back to here, right?
Oh yeah.
Because then, I mean, technically it's legal if it kind of goes to the back tire or whatever. But. And it'll make it quieter too if we add more exhaust.
Which kind of sucks a little bit. One of my favorite things to do is just blurp the throttle in third with this thing because it has such a loud like bark.
It's not going to be so quiet that you won't be able to hear. Yeah, like once it gets to, that's when it's going to be a little trickier.
Yeah.
But what we should do is at least go from here to here, and that'll be like a permanent piece.
Yeah.
And then if we end up adding from there to there, or however, unless we can, if we can just go to here and point out,
Yeah.
which to me is to the rear end, right?
Yeah.
Then we could just angle it down a tiny bit to clear here,
Yeah.
and then have it the little spout right here.
Up like that?
Well, whatever, just pointing out. I mean, when plane stops making so much noise. Are you done yet?
Well, part of it came.
You're so noisy. Moths are eating away at everything. You could use something better than one of my body hammers to bang the thing out too. Like use a big hammer, not a little tiny.
Clayton just comes in here and destroys the RFG just like he does the shit horse.
That's where it should be. There's no
There's
rhyme or reason.
Wow, that was hard to find. Next, where it was sitting right next to this one. Or how about this hammer? See, this is where the hammers go. You have the drawer open. We need to use this, I think, because it's already stretched out to slide over that pipe.
So we'll cut it off right here.
Well, I'm gonna let's measure and see.
Measure.
Yeah, well I know that end is stepped. It's like
That's
strapped.
what I'm saying. So that'll slip over this pipe, this existing exhaust pipe. So then we need to go.
Success.
All the work for one race.
You gotta play by the rules, right? No gray area.
No gray.
I mean, let's go 30 inches, and then you can always cut it shorter from there.
Cut it 3 times, and it was still too long. What do you want, chop saw?
I mean, except for this, but I mean, I don't think that's gonna matter. I hope, anyways.
Hurt flow. You got a marker?
So go to about there, which might be too long, but we might as well cut it. Then we can always cut it.
There's a turn down.
For the record, these welds are much too nice. We didn't make this ourselves. This is made by
marker,
another
right?
These are nice, you said? There you go.
Oh my God, is that the chop saw there?
Yeah, you just use the cutoff wheel right here. Simple as that. Don't need the chop saw.
Jesus Christ.
Corona.
SARS.
Don't have tennis elbow
I
real
can't even
bad.
fucking bend over. Sparks shooting up in the ceiling. My TV's covered in sparks now. Because Clayton can't bend over.
I got a bad back. The front ain't much better either.
Yeah, exactly. No safety goggles or nothing.
They're on my head.
He was wearing, yeah, I didn't think you were, and then when you turned around and had him, I was like, okay,
I started
good.
the first grind and I didn't. I'm like, I shouldn't lead by a bad example.
Wow, especially with the death wheel.
You have to waste the whole wheel for that.
That's pretty true. Jeez.
Like, which one of us is older around here?
Who needs a chop saw?
Mentally or physically?
Oh. Yeah, look at that. Straight as can be.
What's that? Oh.
We picked that up from you. We hang out with you too much with your noises.
Yeah.
You know,
my
how
noise.
people start to adopt the same accent and stuff.
I'm just copying
Eh,
you.
eh.
Put it right here. Put there. Points right at
Wow,
the exhaust.
that's pretty
Well,
good.
no, that won't work because it'll hit the suspension probably.
Yeah, we gotta account for that. But
That's a pretty trick.
Yeah. It looks ridiculously stupid, but now it really looks like some kind of side pipe on there.
that's awesome. Especially with our hanger here. Very custom. Of course, you got a self-tapper holding her in there.
It's nice weld.
Yeah, that's very patina.
I mean, that's...
And I mean, yeah, it's gonna look a little stupid from the side, but obviously this is temporary.
Well,
We've
yeah.
went that route. And since we did it in like 30 minutes. Yeah, you
I just want to see...
get a little adjustability out of it too with
well,
that
because
one
it's
bend
the
in
way
it.
it's cut.
Yeah. So yeah, that puts it lower, which is okay, I guess, unless that might drag on the ground, being that low.
Well, it's,
On the ground. That bad weld's exposed.
oh, you can
It's
grind.
perfect.
I mean, I didn't weld it, so...
I say we leave it like
I mean,
that.
I'll get blamed for it anyway. Like I said, we could have it there, and you could put the tip, like just do the whole thing, and that puts it
Yeah, that's right
almost to the diff.
near that control arm a little bit.
Well, yeah, but that's only because I can't turn it with this big lump on here.
Oh, yeah.
Clayton should have cut off. Right?
I can cut it off.
Oh, then you'd have
Did you say you need cut it?
You'd have to hop up on the roof of the garage to do it, probably. Oh, I need to get out there. We can possibly use this hanger, but not...
That orientation.
Look at this is a nice weld. This one.
There's one that burned right through there.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
They
dang.
just keep welding it until it sticks. But whatever works. I'm not a hater. Put another one of these metal things around this emergency brake cable and we'd be good. Or a bunch of zip ties.
With just a bit of heat wrap around the pipe so they don't...
Can you
melt.
get me that marker? Black marker that I had there? And I'll mark this so that we can weld it on and we'll just weld it like that.
I'll be done.
Here.
Jesus.
All day with this guy.
My inner Clayton is coming out.
How do you turn this one on?
You're welding this up? Weld her up in the garage?
Attack it.
Attack it. Yeah, let's get this thing set up.
Any idiot can weld. I'll show you the good half here. Which isn't good, but that's all you get. Can't see this side.
Remember, don't touch it like you did Riley's exhaust there. Oh, God. Ready.
You don't see anything? Which,
No.
I mean, it's hard to see, right? If it was.
Well, I've seen it before, like on Riley's car, but it was literally, you want me to shut the garage lights off?
Well, we could try.
We're just looking for arcing from the coil packs under the hood here.
Because of where they are.
You couldn't see anything?
No.
That turns off, I think, left and right.
Oh, okay.
Like that turns off all four. Well, there's.
You're definitely firing on all 8.
Yeah, but when I see with this, I can turn the coils off individually.
Yeah, and it dropped and it picked up on.
Yeah, only when I turn number 5 off did it pop, which is weird. But then I switched to injectors, and when I turn the injectors off, then the air fuel gauge goes crazy. Just like it does when it starts misfiring. But it only does, it's on this side. Like it's on the left, because that's what side the air fuel gauge is on.
Oh.
If I turn it off, if I turn those ones off, I think it starts running rough, but it doesn't change the gauge. So if I turn an injector off while it's running like that, the air fuel gauge goes from like whatever, say 12.0 to 17. It goes lean, super lean. If I turn one injector off, right?
Because you're pumping more.
Well, because
air
you're
through.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it's doing when I'm driving. I'm driving, and then all of a sudden it kind of breaks up or runs rough, and then the gauge goes to like 17. But when I turn the injectors off, or the coils off, it doesn't do that. Because you're just stopping the spark. It's still, fuel is still going in there, I guess, right? So it must be
but it's not. The O2 doesn't pick up raw fuel, it only picks up burnt fuel, right? So.
But I guess, like you said, when you turn the injector off altogether, I don't know. All I know is when I turn the injector off, then it goes lean right away, but not the coils. So it's an injector that's bad. Not bad, but maybe not. Either it's a wiring issue or a driver issue. But
Driver issue.
I don't know which one it is, though. You know what I mean?
Let me try and drive.
Well, what is that going to do?
If it's a driver issue. Well, yeah, it looks like shit, but what do you mean on a timeline?
And it's temporary. I don't know. We're about to find out how this thing sounds, and then
It's legal.
that'll really make up my mind about it. But it's good enough to get into a drag race. Hopefully. I mean, that's as to the diff as it frickin' gets. It's just under the diff.
Can't
So
fucking lose if you never race, right?
might have to just cut that e-brake cable out of there. And we gotta make a hanger of some kind, but other than that, it's done.
Or we could weld a caster to the bottom of the exhaust, so if it just drags on.
Like a wheelie bar, yeah.
This Nova, and it had really nice exhaust, you know, decent exhaust, and then he took it off, and I don't know, he made it out of like fence poles or something. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It was sticking out the side. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, it's better this way. I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most appealing thing.
Painted black.
But like I said, it took 30 minutes.
What you'd have to do is, you could cut it here, like take a little pie cut out of it, and then push it up a bit. Like here.
I guess.
But then that would push it down here.
I mean, ultimately, you want to, just for the sake of the video, this is how the exhaust goes. It's a piece of like a F350 exhaust, right? Originally, 3.5 diesel exhaust. Like what Clayton was saying at the beginning was you cut it here and make this go 90 into underneath the trans tunnel area, because with a car like his and most others, the exhaust runs in there. That's why there's that cut in the trans cross member. Well, not cut, but you know, contour. And it would go under there. But we have it running out here just because shit horse and it's easier. And you kind of run into a lot of business back there. So I don't know if there is a nice way to do it. But this is definitely the temporary way to do it.
Through the floor exhaust.
Well, yeah, heater.
Well, we could run it outside of the car too. Side pipe. It's kind of like side pipe, side under pipe.
It's basically a Corvette now. Chevy motor.
leaf spring suspension.
No, you need a single leaf for that. But yeah, no. Yeah, by the way, we're taking this thing to a drag race, guys. It has, well, you can't see from here, the most basic shocks in the world. Look at that. We're gonna take on the whole world. We gotta run 6s with it, with those shocks. Can you dig it?
Sure.
Watch the air fuel gauge and tell me if it goes like lean, you know what I mean? Like just watch it. What? I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out how to narrow it down to which injector it is, if it's an injector that's not firing.
All right, so this is gonna be a sound clip of it with the exhaust the way it was, without this extra pipe, just so we can compare once we put this pipe on.
Like this is a before and after a complete magna flow fucking exhaust install.
Wow. I'm just curious. I'm curious myself to actually get it on video because there probably won't be much of a difference.
I don't think you'll hear much.
But if you can hear it back to back, you might hear something. We're gonna get a band camp on there for that end, and then Clayton's gonna use some of this fancy mechanic wire house ducting, HVAC ducting strap, and just do one self-tapper through the floor back there and we'll be good.
It's almost like HVAC.
Hot air. Got her all
How about
fabricated?
You got snips?
No, let's just leave that. Look at
At least tuck it into the door.
It dings around.
Yeah.
Done.
That's it.
Alright, so this is exhaust clip number 2 with the extendo pipe. Hopefully there won't be much difference, but we're about to find out. Quiet now. So you're proud of your work?
This is my work. That's pretty shitty, but
This
like
is
I
the
said,
product of your profession, not
we haven't got
mine.
much time, so rather
Yeah.
than we have to get abandoned to do it right. We can do that another time.
Yeah. Ready
I'm
to
sure
race.
it'll never happen. I'm sure this will be on there forever.
Rob's out there trying to kill a grasshopper cricket.
This is driving fucking nuts, that cricket. Give it a wiggle, but not too hard. Oh yeah.
It's on there good enough. We're gonna call that good enough, guys. Last video with this thing, I actually missed a clip that Rob made when we all went home to eat and stuff and then planned to come back here for cruise night. Rob figured out that he could use the fuel pressure gauge hose and use that instead of the oil pressure hose. It's the same. So that's how we did that. So the gauge in the car just doesn't work right now. I screwed over Rob and his clips by not including them, but
We're assuming it's got.
that's the gist of it there. Because I saw someone commented as well. We still have to do an oil change on this to get it ready for the big race day. I'm gonna have to do some tuning. Maybe we'll figure out that thing where it doesn't start and you have to wiggle the steering wheel. Oh, Rob's about to beautify it, everything.
Are you happy with your design, Rob?
My design?
Well, that's your engineering.
I have nothing to do with it.
I just put a couple self tappers in.
This is all you guys. I helped you out where you needed a little help, that's it.
Oh, it looks much better now.
Oh, it's too glossy.
Well, it'll dry.
You're drawing attention.
Just wait till it's dry. You won't even be able to see it. It'll totally disappear. The atmosphere.
Yes, it's already looking very stealth.
Take it off jack stands and then see how it is.
Really, from this angle, you can't see it at all now that it's black
I think we can bend that up.
on camera.
No.
Yeah. Too small.
But if you want to look closely,
Well, what I'm thinking of doing here is there's this piece of tin on here.
it's really not that bad.
Maybe just
I
take
mean,
that off.
good enough for a race day anyway.
I think this has seen better days here.
Oh, there's the hole.
Couple of more things to do before we take it to the racetrack once again.
Put it up.
We're gonna mount this over floater, replace the 4Loco can.
Left over from the S-Cam.
But yeah,
This was on the S10?
not too low. It'll work. But until next video, when we
Track?
win a streetcar shootout with it. No, there'll be one more video because I gotta tune it some more and we gotta do some wiring under there, and there'll be a part 2 of getting ready for the track. But until then, we'll check you later, sirs.
Check you later. Where's your air gun?
On the toolbox, probably.
Not even a move, eh? Just like downtown. Used to it.